We came expecting to find one mine to enter. Instead, we found two. If you stick with us to the end, we don't just enter one mine. Join us.
And this is one of them moments you're like, now what in the world? Like, there's a reason, you know, somebody really put some effort into this. I mean, let me know in the comments below if you know where I'm at particularly, and or if you have any idea what this beautiful site might be. We were gonna start the video in about a mile from here, but somebody has taken the time to put quite the effort into, that's a nice piece of rock, stacking this all up. So it's just something that you don't see. I mean, we're way out. We're like 2, 3, 4 miles off the main road. 2 to 3 miles, and it's just like somebody clearly cared about this, and it just blows my mind how they do such a great job. So, alrighty guys, well, we are gonna go do some detecting and look for some silver, gold, lead galena, and hopefully find something worthwhile. The wash right next to all of this actually looks pretty juicy in and of itself, all the way up. 2 nice feeders into this little small one. It looks fairly juicy. There's probably gold right in here. I mean, what else does somebody do that for? I mean, shelter, sure, but it's like, it's an interesting thing to me. Like, it just, I don't think people just do this for fun. Let me know in the comments below. Have you ever seen rock walls built like this? Oh, check that out. That's cute. You know, you ever seen stuff like that? I feel like, do you think it's happened from other people like me who are like, well, we have to add to the pile? So the next person probably will add one too. And you think it's that many people over the years? Let me know. Alright family, we made it to the second stop, and there is a mine shaft entrance which looks to be accessible. But before we go there, the GPS, the Jeppy, had actually said the place that I was coming for was over here. There's a piece of debris there. But it said the location I was coming to sight out was up here actually. So, look at all them Dawson stuff. If I follow the Jep right, I think we gotta go up there. It says up here is a silver mine. I like the looks of this caliche like layer. It's pretty steep. There's another hole there. Okay. It's saying I'm standing on it. So the ground is a really interesting color right here. Some glass broken up. Like an older Coke bottle. Huh. Well, you can get into there, and it does kind of go back a little bit, but that it must be that mine entrance that we saw right when we showed up. So guess we'll take a walk on back down there. Look at that, right? Nice red layer right there. Huh. Boy, it looks kind of juicy. I mean, I don't know much what I'm looking at, I guess. It's a gossin. I know that, but it's like, look at that. Nice looking gossin. Anyway, this all looks good. I mean, it looks volcanic. And then that's probably like a duh statement. I don't fully know what I was expecting to see when I got here. I was kind of hoping to see some other evidence of placer mining. But then again, that's not necessarily a bad thing that you don't. But finding gold's like a needle in the haystack, even when you know you're in the right area. So when you're in a spot you definitely don't know, it kind of makes you wonder when you don't see any other evidence. Now you can see that this was stoped out up here. Well, I can see that it was stoped out above. That real darkish chalcopyrite color would have been the ore that they were chasing. That chalcopyrite, that's like a lead. Galena right there, that's a nice piece. Maybe we'll bust that open, but I do not encourage people to do what I'm doing right now, entering a mine shaft alone. But hey, we only live once. If you're watching this video, I most likely made it out. Wow. So this has got a beam on top, like tunneled through. Super cool. They tunneled down and then stoked up, but before I can go any further, I probably should get a light. Looks like it. Looking at the mineralization. Right, that, oh man. That looks juicy in there. Little stringer. Oh man, look at that. Look at that ore up there. What? Wow. So there's a little ladder. Here's an ore bin. Check this out. They stoped way up. Oh, there's a bat. But there's a platform you can stand on right here. Above me. See that? The platform? Right there's a nice looking piece of ore. Some ore in the piece of glass. Or bat poop, actually. Wow. So they found probably something like that right there. And chase that pocket up. Nice piece. And again, C63. And a little ore bin. Yeah, you can see the sulfides in it. They just chase the ores up. There's the rustiness. So it's like a chalcopyrite. But that looks to be the end. So there's 2 or 3 places where they stoked up in here. And there's still vein. I mean, there's still vein material left. I didn't quite clear it out, but it's supposed to be some free mill gold in the quartz. But I guess that one didn't get stoked up. This one they stoked down. It's supposed to be free mill gold in the quartz. That's an interesting piece right there. Take that out with us. Super cool. All right. Let's look at it in the daylight. So this kind of exactly what I picked up on the outside. Would have been it. And then that, I thought that was like a blacker mineralization in there. But let's see. Yeah, it's more like just a black chalcopyrite. So that would have been the ore that you were chasing out here. And when I see that, it does not tell me to get my detector out. So, I mean, sure, we could swing, guys, but I'd like to think that I'm smarter than that. However, just because that's here doesn't mean it's, I mean, there could be something else feeding this wash. I don't know. big hunk of metal. I guess if you get a super concentrated piece, it might come out okay. I'd almost think back by that rock pit looked a little bit more juicy. I'm not saying it hasn't been worked here before. It may have been a long time ago. We have got a lot of recent rains in here, but it just doesn't strike me as a place to swing. So maybe we'll just go back to where we had that rock formation looking thingy and check that out. What are your guys' thoughts? You guys swing everywhere you go? I mean, it said there was free mill gold here, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't taken out with like a crusher. We are at the entrance of this apparently super juicy mine. Do not do what I do. No idea of the condition of this mine or how deep it is. It smells musty. It's definitely wet. And it's flooded. Boom. So, dang. You only go this far. Can't see around the turns. I don't got the right boots to go into a flooded mine. But that sucks. The colors are juicy though. Some super juicy color. And look at that. Piece of galena right there, I think. Well, yeah, no, it's just a nice little piece of quartz. That sucks. There's probably some more value in there actually. I mean, the more you look at it, there's mineralization and then it gets super red and juicy right there. But yeah, that's what they were chasing. That ore structure right there, that vein. But unfortunately, like I said, guys, she's flooded. And it gets real narrow here at the beginning. But there's some nice quartz, some real old quartz over here on the way over. But I only noticed this one because of the we only noticed this because we walked up to an old stamp mill way over there, which it looks like we're gonna have to walk our way back to now. We saw this pile and the danger sign, so yeah. This was an old famous silver, lead, and gold mine. And there's another one over here that we had basically drove to. Found out that it's a super steep incline shaft in the ladder. And then there are some pretty cool, well, I don't know if they're cool, they're concrete foundations. So it just shows the once was. So you can maybe get an idea. But there's like this older quartzsite here. Oh, them fuckers are sharp. Don't fall into them. And yeah, I just decided to come over here real quick because I was closest to it. And then when I realized we could enter that one, well, to some extent, that's when the camera clicked on for another video. So let me know in the comments below if you guys been to this area. You know where we're at. And yeah. There's an eye hook for this piece of equipment, which I would have assumed was like an old stamp mill. It might have been an old trolley system. The D-bike's way down there. Pretty sure this is the ore that they were chasing, in this one at least. We come back around here. See, we saw that pile from way over here. And get a look at how deep this one is. And this is just one massive tailings pile we're standing on here. So I imagine this one goes way, way down. You might be able to get yourself through there if you get to the bottom. But this is one huge tailing pile. Like big pile. Like, see, just to get a scope. There's a road going up there too. But just to get a scope of how deep that hole probably is. So if only I knew how to maximize the yield out of these tailing piles. And not all the tailing piles are obviously worthwhile, but some tailing piles are super profitable. And get lucky and find the right one. Here's some other concrete foundation. Bunch of rocks in there. So yeah, and then you can see the color of some of these rocks. I think that there was some cyanide leaching going on here. And there was like a bin, a few other prospects that we drove past on the way here. And yeah, sometimes you just gotta get on the camera because it's hard to get content. And when I travel so much, you just never know when I'm gonna need an extra week's worth of content. So I try not to bore you guys or waste your time. But you know, I don't know, I may never come back to this area, and seeing this video right will remind me why. Then again, I might come back to this area someday because I know someone who wants to go down an incline shaft or two. So you just never know. Foundations, I mean, that's like steps. Like, looks like a shower drain on this one. Matter of fact, it like is a shower drain maybe. And an old toilet structure. Bunch of cans, trash, plumbing to there, so I don't know what the underground part would be for. But yeah, I mean, this doesn't even look really that old with the way that the sidewalk was built. I'm sure it's not any time recent. This was supposed to be last in production in 1940. So, alrighty, y'all. Well, this was the original mine that I thought that you should be able to find some gold in the quartz. But, you know, I'm not always a fan of swinging the detector when it just doesn't feel right. Because I swing the detector enough when it does feel right, and I'm good at finding bullets. So, just let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And if you haven't seen last week's video where we uncovered that awesome $1,000 plus nugget, go check it out. And we look forward to finding another one in the future. We appreciate y'all coming along. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.